Hey, everybody, how are you? Today we'll be talking about feature valuation, not evaluation, feature valuation. Feature valuation is the evolution, the natural evolution of agreement theory, if we should call it a theory. Thanks to this case, we can make agreement fit into the model of the minimalist program, which is right over here. Now, we have a sentence. They were arrested. As we all know in the minimalist syntax, we start from the bottom and we go up. So there's an EPP feature eventually on the TP here, which will attract this one, but actually the pronoun they starts as a complement of the verb because it's in the passive. So this is something that I assume you already know, so I'm just gonna skip over it and go straight to the analysis. Here, I have they here written in capital letters, actually supposed to be lowercase capital letters, like those capital letters that have the same height as normal lowercase letters, but I couldn't do that with my handwriting, but just imagine it as such. When I write something, or in the book, when something is written like this, and by the book, I mean Andrew Radford's book, Minimalist Syntax. Is that the name? Minimalist Syntax is the name indeed. Whenever you see this, it means that the word is abstract. This they actually right over here is they, them, and theirs at the same time. So the case, whether it's nominative or accusative, we don't know yet. That's why it's written in these sort of capital letters. Same thing for the be over here. We don't know the form of this be, how it's going to be. We actually don't know. So that's why it's written in capital letters. It's also abstract. Anyways, going back, so they starts as the complement of the V. It merges with the V, with the lexical verb arrested, and they form a VP. The VP then goes into a T-bar. Then the B, the B verb, the auxiliary B, merges with the VP and form the T-bar. Now, the B and the they both are abstract. We don't know how they're going to be spelled out yet. But they enter the derivation with certain features. And these features, there are two kinds of features. I have the green ones and the red ones. So the green ones, as you can see here, are the valued features, and the red ones are the and features. Now, what's the difference between valued and un? It's very simple. Valued, it means it already has meaning attached to it. So here with the pronoun they, we don't know if it's theirs, but we know if it's in the plural just by virtue of the word. It tells me that this is third person. So these features that I already know by virtue of just knowing the word are the valued features. Now, regarding the case, I don't know what case this word is going to be. When it enters the derivation, I still don't know what case it is in. My cat is going crazy. That will be sorted later. Now, let's leave it like this. Let's move on here. B. Well, I know it's going to be in the past tense, thanks to the verb here, arrested. It's in the past, so the auxiliary will be in the past. I know this just because the sentence in the past, the verb is conjugate in the past, and it's self-explanatory. But the person and the number features of B are unknown. If I just say B, are we talking about first person, second person, or third person? I don't know. I have no information here from the lexicon, just the lexicon to derive this. So how am I going to derive the meanings of the unvalued features? By the relationship of agreement, or feature checking, as we'll see in a second. Anyways, now I hope you understand what the difference between valued features and unvalued features is. Now let's move on. There's something called a principle called Pisitsky's Earnest principle. It was named Pisitsky's after the person who came up with the principle, and it just means that operations need to apply as early as possible in the derivation. That's why I stopped with this derivation now, and I didn't continue, and I did no movement of the pronoun to go into the specifier of the TP, because we need to already deal with this. What we need to do is changing these unvalued features to valued features. We need to get some meaning. How do we do that? Very simple. This B over here acts as a probe. At this point of the derivation, this B acts as a probe. And this one acts as a goal. So the B looks at the they, and then it checks. Look, it asks us, hello. I have two unvalued 5 features. By the way, the person and number features instead of saying person and number and mentioning the 2 all the time, you can just say 5 features. So if you say 5 features, 5 PHI, 5 features, we would know you're talking about the person and number. Anyways, go back to B. B says, hello, I have 2 unvalued features, person and number. My 5 features are unvalued. Do you happen to have valued features, valued 5 features that I can copy? And they, lo and behold, check the 5 features, third person, plural number, they are valued. So at this point, what happens is the process of feature copying. So these features get copied over here. So we no longer have a U. A U stands for unvalued. We no longer have a U. Hold on, let me grab the eraser. The U, we no longer have it. What we will have instead is literally what's here. So we will have a third person, and then we will have a plural number. Oh, I need to change the color. So we'll have a third person and a plural number. And if we have a tense, if we have be, the verb be, now we can spell it out actually. If we have be, and we know it's in the third person, and we know it's in the plural, then the spell out word for that is word. Word. That's it. Now we move on to the second step here. Not, which I misspelled over here, should be not great. Case assignment. So we move on to the nominative case assignment. And I guess you can already figure out what's going to happen. Same thing. This pronoun here, they, it has an unvalued feature. It looks for a case somewhere. So it checks the element that got its 5 features from it, and then if it's governed by it, commanded by it, it can take nominative case. So we are going to delete the U and add nom. And that's it. Now, they can be spelled out as they. I'm saying they because there is no other way we can refer to the abstract entity of third person plural pronoun. So had it been accusative case, then they would be spelled out as them, obviously. Now, both feature copying happened at this stage here with were, and then the nominative case assignments happened at this stage. Now let's go back to the model of grammar that we have right at the bottom. Here, what Chomsky is saying is in the semantic, so Chomsky added 2 other words or concepts, which are interpretable and uninterpretable. Interpretable and uninterpretable. So uninterpretable means it has meaning, valued. Uninterpretable means it does not have any meaning, unvalued. So why is this distinction important? It's important just for the congruity of the theory as a whole. What we're saying here is after the syntactic structure is laid out, simultaneously that information is sent to the semantic component for a semantic representation, and then to the PF or phonetic form component for a phonetic form representation, how it's going to be spelled out. We don't need to go to the other layer. Upon going here, all the unvalued features that are uninterpretable or needs to become interpretable, aka valued. This is what we just did here. We've already done this step. By doing the feature copying and the nominative case assignments, we've already made peace with the PF component, the pronoun here, and it would know how to spell out the auxiliary here. But what about the semantic component? Now, these features here that are in red, they're useless for the semantic component. They don't want to see it. The semantic component does not want to see them because anything that gets passed to these 2 levels, they need to be useful in the representation. Otherwise, if they are superfluous, if they're unnecessary, the derivation would crash, as we say in the minimalist syntax. If the derivation is ungrammatical, it crashes. It does not go through. So with the PF components, again, with the phonetic form, we've already said that the features has been checked. Now they are interpretable. Therefore, the PF component knows how to spell them. So no problem at all. For the semantic component, these features are not needed. So how are we going to solve this conundrum? Well, by making a convention that literally says the syntax and the PF can see it, but the semantic component cannot. That's it. There is no miracle solutions here. Just make a convention. All right, so what we're saying is, in order to hide the features that are written in red here from the semantic components, because we don't want it to be there, we don't want it to be read, we don't want it to be interpreted there, we just say that they are invisible and we cross through them like this. And that's it. Now the semantic component is happy. No complaints at all. That's it. So, in other words, the PF and the syntactic structure, they can see this. They can see it. But the semantic component cannot see it. That's it. Okay. I hope you learned something with this. Subscribe, drop a like, comment, share with your friends, and let me know if you want me to talk about specific concepts. And stay tuned for more.